Devils have somewhat shaken off a rocky start to the season since the September international break, beating Southampton and Barnsley before being held to a frustrating goalless draw against Crystal Palace last time out. Erik Ten Hag's side could have tasted victory at Selhurst Park, but their profligacy proved costly. United beat Dutch opposition the last time they lifted the Europa League, defeating Ajax 2-0 in the 2016-17 final under Jose Mourinho. Andre Onana, Matthijs de Ligt, and Donny van de Beek all featured in the showpiece event for Ajax. While United should have no issues overcoming opposition in the newly formatted league phase, they will want to avoid a slip-up against Eredivisie outfit Twente, who Ten Hag represented for 9 years over 3 spells as a player. The Dutch side were knocked out of Champions League qualifying by Red Bull Salzburg, but have bounced back with 2 wins in their last 2 matches. It remains to be seen just how seriously Ten Hag will take the Europa League this season, but there are likely to be a few changes from the side that drew with Crystal Palace at the weekend. That includes Marcus Rashford, who was surprisingly dropped to the bench at Selhurst Park. Christian Eriksen's aging legs are likely to be given a rest after 3 successive starts, and either Casemiro or summer recruit Manuel Ugarte will come into the side. Rasmus Højlund returned from the bench against Palace and may earn his first start of the season. Leny Yoro, Luke Shaw, Tyrell Malacia, and Victor Lindelof are all still sidelined in defense, but Mason Mount returned to the bench on Saturday and could feature against Twente. Twente have just the 2 absentees for Wednesday's outing, with Czech midfielder Michal Sadilek and Moroccan winger Younes Taha both absent with significant leg injuries. The latter is likely out for the remainder of the campaign. Keen Premier League viewers will remember former Norwich City striker Ricky van Wolfswinkel. He will be competing with former Rangers man Sam Lammers up top, while on loan Celtic centre-back Gustaf Lagerbielke is only likely to make the bench. United were expected to waltz into the Champions League knockouts last season after being handed a favorable draw, but struggles against Copenhagen and Galatasaray prove that there is never a simple fixture in Europe. That being said, the Red Devils have flexed their creative muscles in recent weeks, while also managing to keep 3 straight clean sheets. With a wealth of attacking talent at their disposal and some key personnel returning from injury, United should best the Eridivisie's current 4th best side. Manchester United and Arsenal are considering a move for RB Leipzig centre-forward Benjamin Sesko, sources have exclusively revealed to Team Talk. The 21-year-old was heavily linked with a move to Arsenal at the start of the summer, but he decided to remain with Leipzig as he felt it was best for his development. Sesko's decision to stay earned him a new contract, which increased his salary significantly, and also removed a release clause of €65 million, £55.3 million, $70.8 million from his deal. There is another release clause in his new deal, and he also has a gentleman's agreement with Leipzig that could allow him to leave the club in 2025. This has given hope to Man United and Arsenal, who are both keeping close tabs on Sesko's situation. He is unlikely to move in January, but the chances of him leaving next summer are high, and the Premier League duo are among those keen. Sesko's agents have visited both Old Trafford and the Emirates in recent months. Conversations have been held with the club's representatives to discuss the conditions of a potential transfer. Sesko also wants guaranteed game time and the opportunity to be a consistent first-team player, per Team Talk sources. Sesko also had interest from Chelsea and Bayern Munich in the summer, and his agents visited both clubs on multiple occasions. Chelsea ultimately prioritized a move for Victor Osimhen, but failed to bring him in. However, sources say the Blues have maintained contact with the Nigerian forward, who is still their #1 target. Bayern have strong interest in Sesko, but the player is reluctant to make the switch as he knows he would be playing second fiddle to Harry Kane, who has been on fire since joining from Tottenham last summer. If Arsenal aren't able to lure Sesko to the Emirates, it's thought that they could turn their attention to Inter Milan's Marcus Thuram as their backup option. Thuram and Sesko are 2 of 6 strikers that the Gunners have on their shortlist, as Mikel Arteta looks to bring in a prolific frontman to compete with Kai Havertz. It's thought that Arsenal have a growing appreciation for the Thuram, who scored 13 Serie A goals last season in 35 appearances. However, Sesko remains a target for Arsenal, and contact between the club and his entourage is continuing over a potential deal in the January window. Meanwhile, Arsenal could lose fullback Takehiro Tomiyasu in January amid interest from Inter and Juventus. The Japanese international has fallen down the pecking order at the Emirates, with Jurrien Timber now ahead of him after recovering from his long-term injury. Tomiyasu is yet to feature this season due to a knee issue, and could find it difficult to fight his way back into the side once he returns. Man United, on the other hand, are set to open contract talks with young duo Kobbie Mainoo and Amad Diallo to tie down their long-term futures at the club. The Red Devils are reportedly ready to prioritize a contract extension for 19-year-old midfielder Mainoo, who has now played 41 times for the team and also established himself as an England regular with 10 international caps. He is not the only star on their agenda, though, with Amad also in line to secure himself a bumper extension as a reward for his progression into a first-team regular this season. Ever since his breakthrough campaign with Red Bull Salzburg in the 2021-22 season, Sesko has been compared with Erling Haaland. The two players briefly crossed paths at the Austrian side, and Sesko shares the Manchester City superstar's imposing size at 6 feet 5 inches, powerful shot, although he is right-footed and eye for goal. But the 21-year-old Slovenia striker prefers to model his game on another towering continental goal machine. Zlatan Ibrahimovic was my idol, he told The Guardian in 2023. I'm not saying I play like him, but he was having fun, enjoying himself on the pitch, doing what he wanted to do. It makes me really happy when I see that kind of player. Every single video I could find, I was looking at him. While Sesko might not possess the same degree of deft skill as the ponytailed former AC Milan, Barcelona, and Manchester United star, he does have a delicate touch for a player of his size and a Zlatan-esque penchant for a spectacular strike from range. Sesko joined RB Leipzig for €24 million, £20 million, in the summer of 2023. And, after a solid if unspectacular first half of his debut Bundesliga season, he hit an electric patch of form to close out the campaign, scoring in 7 consecutive games to take his tally for the term to 18 goals and 2 assists in 42 appearances. At international level, Sesko was Slovenia's top scorer in qualifying for Euro 2024 and led his nation to the last 16 of the tournament in Germany, where they were beaten on penalties by Germany. In September, he scored his first senior international hat-trick, netting a treble in a 3-0 Nations League victory over Kazakhstan, bringing his return for Slovenia to an impressive 15 goals from 35 caps. And after ending speculation over his future this summer by extending his contract with RB Leipzig, he opened his Champions League account for the 2024-25 season in a 2-1 loss to Atletico Madrid.